You have a filthy car such as this one that you want to wash yourself, but you're not sure where to begin or even what to do. Well, it's a good thing you're here, because today I'm going to show you 3 different methods to wash your car like a professional. After my instruction, your car will go from looking like this to looking like this. I know, it's stunningly clean. I'll begin with method 1. Method 1 is the easiest and cheapest but least effective way to wash your car. The tools you'll need for method 1 are as follows. You'll need a car wash sponge, an aggressive car wash sponge of your choice, and a slow release evaporative humidifier. As you can see, I've divided the car side into 3 different sections, one for each method of car washery, so that once we're done we can compare the end results of each method. This is the section for method 1, so this is where we shall begin. The first thing you'll want to do is grab your aggressive car wash sponge of choice, dip it in the humidifier, and start scrubbing away any contaminants from the surface of the vehicle. The pattern or technique you use here doesn't really matter. Just make sure you're not afraid to really get in there and scrub. You want to remove as many contaminants from the surface as possible to make the next step go as smoothly as possible. There, and now that the surface is good and decontaminated with the aggressive sponge, it's time to finish the job with the regular sponge. The process here is exactly like what we just did with the aggressive sponge. You just want to take your sponge, dip it into your humidifier to soak it, and then go to town on the surface of your vehicle. Again, the process or technique you use here doesn't really matter. Just make sure you're not afraid to really get in there and scrub to remove as many contaminants as possible. There. This section is done. Looks pretty good, doesn't it? As you can see, method 1 gets the job done fairly quickly and easily, but it could be a bit cleaner. On to method 2. Method 2 is slightly more expensive and time-consuming than method 1, but as a trade-off is a much more effective way to clean your car. The supplies you'll need for method 2 are as follows. You'll need everything from method 1, some cheap paint brushes, and car wash soap. The first thing you'll want to do, just like in method 1, is take your aggressive car wash sponge of choice, dip it into the humidifier, and use it to scrub away any large debris and contaminants from the surface of the vehicle to make the next step go as smoothly as possible. There, with the initial decontamination out of the way, it's time to move on to the next step and break out the car wash soap. Most people would have you believe it's best to mix a small amount of the car wash soap into a large bucket of evaporative humidifier, and then apply that mixture to the car using a sponge. But that's not what we're going to be doing today. I found that this process heavily dilutes the car wash soap, which doesn't allow it to do its job effectively. What we're going to do instead is apply the car wash soap, seen here in a bowl, directly to the surface of the car without water, using a paintbrush as an applicator. What we're going to want to do here is fully coat the surface of the vehicle with the car wash soap. And once that's done, we'll want to step back for at least 15 minutes and allow the soap to do its thing. What that will do is allow the soap time to soak in and break down as much of the surface dirt as possible. Contaminants like road grime, mud, salt, and paint will come right off after this process. I've let the soap work for about 20 minutes now, and already you can see how well it's working. The years of dirt buildup are bubbling up and ready to be wiped off the car. The next step now is simply to take your aggressive car wash sponge of choice again and start wiping away the years of dirt buildup. Oh yeah. There. Look how clean this is. The contaminants just fell away. Now, obviously, this was quite a bit more time-consuming than method 1, but I think the end results speak for themselves. However, we can get it even more clean in this shining example. On to method 3. Method 3 is the best, most effective way to clean your car, but as you may have guessed, it is also by far the most time-consuming way of doing so. The supplies you'll need for method 3 are as follows. You'll need everything from method 1, and a buffer/polisher with replacement polishing pads. As with every other method, the first step here is to remove any large debris and contaminants from the surface using the humidifier and my aggressive car wash sponge of choice. So let me just do that now. There, I think the surface is good and decontaminated. With that step out of the way, it's time to move on to the last step, which is to break out the buffer polisher. Now, there's not much to say here. All you need to do is attack every last bit of the surface until every shred of dirt and contaminant is removed. Again, here your technique does not matter. The only precaution I have is to avoid staying in one spot too long to avoid burning through your patients. So with that said, let's get on with it. Wow. Would you just look at this? Look how awesome this looks. There isn't a single speck of dirt left on this section. Imagine how good it would look if I gave the rest of the car this treatment. Shoot, I bet it didn't even leave the factory looking like this. Truly impressive results. So there you have it. There's 3 different ways to wash your car, sorted from easiest to hardest and least effective to most effective. All you have to do is pick which method is right for you, and you too will be washing your car like a professional in no time. That's all for today. Make sure to tune in next week where I show you how to replace an alternator using only paper, a credit card, and a professional mechanic.